This is episode 339 on the 17th of March 2021. So, India lost the match yesterday, and then the analysis from those pseudo moronic expert comes. Time is running out, but sometimes the best thing is to do nothing, and let's understand through this iconic dialogue.
रेस्टोरेंट खोला है
2 बजे है, सो जाओ.
So there you go. Sometimes all you got to do is nothing because we are all characters on a TV show. I could be a character on the TV show, and all those pseudo experts could play the most dramatic comedy characters on the TV show, but more on that later. Let's just continue this discussion. So, why are we making a mountain out of a molehill? Because India are 2-1 behind, because at the same time the Indian women's team are also 3-1 behind. They have lost the series 3-1, and then this often flummoxes me. You lose the series, the final match comes up, whether it's 5 matches, 4 matches, 3 matches, whatever the number of matches are scheduled, whether it's 50 overs, 20 overs, 10 overs, whatever it is, and then the captain comes with a familiar script. We are playing for pride, we are playing to make sure that we don't go down without a fight. Heck, you have lost the series, you didn't show that fight in the first 4 matches, you allowed South Africa to chase 250 and then 270 after a match before where you bowled out South Africa for 170, then you allowed them to chase 250 and 270. Where was the fight? And then what happens every time a team loses a series 3-1 or depending on the number of matches, what do they say? Well, let's play for pride. Let's change the team. Let's get in some new players. And does it make a difference? No, they play in the same boring, sleepy way. Yes, Virat Kohli played well and the others did not contribute. Concerns are about Rahul's performance in this tournament so far. He hasn't scored runs, and then he gets the backing of the captain and the coach, which is very interesting. But before we go further, let's take a short break. Welcome back after the break. Let's have some nothing conversation. Let's enjoy something. But before that, let's enjoy tonight's song. Here we are in a room full of strangers standing in the dark where your eyes couldn't see me. Well, I had to follow you, though you did not want me to. But that won't stop my loving you. I can't stay away. Blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart songs, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet sounds to that crazy, crazy town. Now in my place there are so many others standing in the line. How long will they stand between us? Well, I had to follow you, though you did not want me to, but that won't stop my loving you. I can't stay away, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, blame it on the nights on Broadway, singing them love songs, singing them straight to the heart songs, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, blame it on the nights on Broadway, singing them sweet sounds to that crazy, crazy town. Oh, those nights. I will wait even if it takes forever. I will wait even if it takes a lifetime. Somehow I feel inside you never felt, you never ever left my side. You make it like it was before, even if it takes a lifetime. Ooh, blaming it all. I'm blaming it all on the nights on Broadway. Blame it on the nights on Broadway. Sing them love songs. Yeah, yeah. Sing them straight to the heart songs. Yeah, I'm blaming it all. Blaming it all. On the nights on Broadway, blame it on the nights on Broadway, sing them sweet sounds, oh yeah, to that crazy, crazy town. Blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, blame it on the nights on Broadway, sing them love songs, yeah, sing them straight to the heart songs, blame it all, I'm blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, blame it on the nights on Broadway, sing them sweet sounds, oh yeah, to that crazy, crazy town. Blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, blame it on nights on Broadway, sing them love songs, sing them straight to the heart songs, blaming it all on the nights on Broadway, sing them sweet sounds. Welcome back after the break. Now for yesterday's performance, let's give rating to all the players. Starting with Rahul, I would give him 1 on 10. Despite not scoring runs in the first 3 matches, he is still a top batter. He is still the wicket keeper batsman. So I would give him 1 on 10. Next is Rohit Sharma. Well, he was rested for the first 2 over matches and then he was dramatically brought back in and he made runs before. Of course, bowlers bowling at 150 kilometers per hour bamboozled him and all euphoria of the previous matches did not amount to anything. So he would get 5 on 10. Ishan Kishan, with all the hype surrounding his debut and all the craziness, it was a matter of luck that when he got to play, certain bowlers were not playing, and while the first match was debut adrenaline, he got the reality check in the second match. All the praise received must have gotten to his head. So Ishan Kishan gets 2 on 10. And then, of course, the biggest controversy. Why did Virat Kohli bat at number 4? I think the pseudo experts need to reset their brains because Virat Kohli eventually will retire and they need somebody at number 3. There will be a time when Rohit would retire in the next 3 to 4 years. Kohli would be gone in the next 3 to 4 years around the age of 38 and 39. So maximum he has around 6.5 years. In that duration, he has to make sure that others start transitioning in the positive manner. So him coming at number 4, well, I don't think that was any kind of wrong approach or number 3 because nobody owns any position. If you remember, during his initial stages, he used to come at number 4 and number 5. Why? Because India used to go with three openers in Gambhir, Tendulkar, and Sehwag. And in the 2011 World Cup final, when all the focus was on the likes of Sehwag, Tendulkar, Gambhir, Yuvraj, Dhoni, nobody even gave a damn when he scored those 35 runs, and he came at number 5. He came at number 4 in this instance? Did we forget that? So I don't think the number on which you bat makes a difference. So Kohli, number does not matter. Number 3, number 4, it would have made no difference because India were 20 for 2 and then 24 for 3. So 4 runs wouldn't have made any difference. Then of course Rishabh Pant, the debate of number 5 between him and Shreyas Iyer, which continues and goes on and on. Well, I think batting numbers, especially in 20 over matches, don't matter. I would even like Rohit Sharma to come in number 6 because Rohit Sharma batted number 6 till 2012 for the first 5 years of his debut. And if you see the Rohit Sharma, then he was thin as a candle, and now he's of course grown and other things have come up. So Pant gets 5 on 10 before a horrible communication result and run out. And then of course Shreyas Iyer and the whole 2019 solution, who will bat at number 4, who will bat at number 4. Well, I don't agree with such discussions. So let's not get into who bats at what position. Iyer tried, got 3 on 10, and then Hardik Pandya, the whole debate of going with 5 bowlers. Well, they were praising this incident of 5 bowlers in the match they won because they were chasing 160, but now when they have to defend 160, suddenly 5 bowlers are not enough, and certainly not 5 bowlers including Pandya. Well, this sudden attitudinal change by these pseudo experts, well, I would like to certainly give them a couple of choke slams for saying this. So Pandya gets 5 on 10. As for the bowlers bowl, yes, Chahal went for once, but I would give him 6 on 10, despite the fact that he did not get too many wickets. And all the bowlers, in fact, from Chahal to Bhuvneshwar Kumar and the others, Shardul Thakur, would get 6 on 10. Now the question is, why weren't few other bowlers given a chance? Well, now what happens in tomorrow's match? Well, despite Kohli's fortuitous defense or absolute defense of Rahul, even if he says Rahul is our designated player, he will play for a long time, I think Rahul could be dropped and they could get back the overhyped Suryakumar Yadav, who has played well in the domestic tournaments, including the Indian Pathetic League and other tournaments. And let's see if that happens. Or maybe what they can do is they can ask Kohli to open with Rohit. That could be the decision they have to take, and I would go with it. I don't mind that. So what would be my team for the next match? I would open with Rohit and Kohli, with Suryakumar Yadav at number 3, Iyer at number 4, Ishan Kishan at number 5, Pant at number 6, Pandya at number 7. I would get Rahul Chahar instead of Yuzvendra Chahal because he is one player we haven't tested out. So I would give a chance to Deepak Chahar and Rahul Chahar. I would give a break to Shardul Thakur. I would get Deepak Chahar and Rahul Chahar, DC and RC. One plays for Chennai, the other plays for Bombay, and then I would play with Washington Sundar and Rahul Chahar as his spinners. Pandya would be there in the team. There would be no 6th bowling option. Pandya, Deepak Chahar, Rahul Chahar, Washington Sundar and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. It seems like a team which looks good. So Rohit Kohli, Sky, Iyer, Kishan, Pant, Pandya, DC, RC, Sundar, and BK. And this is my team for the next match. Will they go to this extent? Why? Because the series is 2-1 behind. Well, they should gamble. There is nothing wrong in gambling because they can surprise everyone by giving a few new players a chance because the England batters have got acclimatized to Yuzvendra Chahal, and I don't think you would call it a drop. There is no drop. You just say that we're just giving another guy a chance because even this guy needs to prove himself. Why not even give a chance to the likes of Rahul Tewatia, which means Tewatia can come in as the all-rounder, and if they do that, maybe if the series is 2-all, the series has to be 2-all for it to go into the final match. And those who forget this, remember, the Australia-New Zealand series was also 2-all before New Zealand went on to win the T20 series. And remember, this series is being set as the final preparation for the 2021 World Cup. Exactly 13 months ago, they were saying that the New Zealand series, which we won 5-0, was being touted as the final preparations. So let's not get caught in this because you never know. The International Cricket Board or the International Cricket Council, looking at how things are gearing up, they may even postpone even this World Cup. You never know what is going on in their minds. But before we go further, let's take a short break. Welcome back after the break. While the series is 2-1, and of course the England team is ahead because of good planning, and Indian team is on the back foot because they lose wickets in the first 6 overs or the fielding restriction time. One thing that has irked me about this series is they're not able to finish the 20 overs in the designated 90 minutes. And despite all the praise for the Indian 20 over domestic World Cup, the IPL or the Indian Pesa Pathetic League, this is what has made me a little irritable because a 20 over match ideally is supposed to finish in between 85 to 90 minutes. But because in the Indian 20 over domestic World Cup there are timeouts of total of 5 minutes each, and then there is a break whenever the players want to take drinks break. The interesting thing is they take a timeout after 9 overs, and at the 12th over once again they want to take a drinks break, which is fascinating and it flummoxes me. So yes, this habit of not finishing on time, well, what
It's
could be the
10:45.
solution? There is only one solution to this. If a team is not able to finish their 90 overs, that is maximum 1 hour 35 minutes, then not only should the chasing team be deducted 3 overs, 15 runs should be added extra to the total. So ideally England, who finished the match in 1 hour 45 minutes, should have been chasing 170 in 17 overs. But no, the International Cricket Council doesn't see this as a waste of time. Either points are deducted or runs are added, but there has to be some form of strict punishment. And this is this laziness of the Indian 20 over domestic World Cup has seeped into other tournaments. If you look at the Australian version of this tournament, they finish the 20 overs in 3 hours and 15 minutes. Not 1 second wasted. And that's how you go about. And that's why football is a slightly better game, because they're strict about time. They never waste time. Yes, time can be wasted during because of injury and other things. But apart from that, there is no time to waste. And that's how you go about being disciplined. Welcome back after the break. Let's get cracking by going through what the women's team is going through right now. So the women's team is 3 for 91 in around 25 and a half overs, with Mithali Raj and Harmanpreet Kaur batting with the three young batters dismissed. And if going by the results of the previous matches where they were unable to defend 250 and 270, and right now they're not even going at 4 runs per over, well, the biggest achievement would be if they can get to 250 from here on. And if they do, then can they defend 250? That will be a challenge, because the way South Africa has batted with aggression, well, aggression has a different meaning in the women's division. But if you're bowling at 90 kilometers per hour and you call that a fast delivery compared to a men's fast bowler who bowls at 150, and there's a big difference. But that's how the women's game is, and that's how the discrimination is acceptable. But at this point, at 3 for 94, can they get to a decent total 240, 250? Because these two are the most sane of all the batters. They will not bat aggressively, they will bat slow. This is, well, then let's not compare to the men's team, because if the men's team was batting like this 26 overs 94 for 3, there would be a lot of criticism. But it's acceptable in the women's division, which is quite surprising, but that's the way the sport is, and that's the way things are shaped up. Let's take a small break. Welcome back after the break. So India are, after 26 overs, going at 3.5 runs per over and not able to get the acceleration, because if you cannot get acceleration at a bowler bowling at 75 kilometers per hour, then there is nothing to be said anymore. And that's the way this sport is played, which is frightening, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. As I was saying, a boundary hit by Mithali Raj through mid wicket and mid on, and well, at 60 kilometers per hour, you better hit that for a 6. But boundary is acceptable enough, and that's how things happen in this particular sport. So this ends a very interesting episode number 339 on the 17th of March 2021.
For more awesome content, tune in to the next episode of the weekly show later.